What's up, everyone? Let's allow everybody to get in. Right. There we go. Move this over. All right, there we go. This works. Let me raise my desk a little. All right. Some news. All right, let's start. So obviously, the risk is selling off heavily, as you can see with Bitcoin. Couldn't hold the 20,000 support. We're through it. Right now, we're having a little bit of a pullback because we have news in about 5 minutes. We're going to have CPE, the inflationary data for consumers, the core price index right here. So we're going to be watching that as it's a second most watched inflation data after CPI. That is being watched by the Fed, so Federal Reserve. And based on this number, they're obviously going to be reacting accordingly in their future policies. So let's see if this number comes in hot in about 5 minutes. Meanwhile, the Genesis faces 100 millions in losses, blah, 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 from the Three Arrows Capital. So, we had the Singapore Monetary Authority of Singapore reprimands Three Arrows Capital for providing false information exceeding access on the management threshold. So all what this means is that we're going to have there's a lot of dirt floating up right now, and all of these positions, and a lot of people will have. There's going to be a chain reaction to all of this, and that's why Bitcoin is selling. Because if these people are, if Three Arrow Capital starts this chain reaction, and then it spreads to the people who borrowed money from, and those people borrowed money from other people as well. So all of this levered up chain reaction is going to cause even more pain to come. So more interestingly, all of YouTube is saying, "Oh, I'm nibbling here, I'm buying a little bit here, but I expect prices might go even lower," which I agree with as well. However, until we flush out and you don't see those videos anymore on YouTube, I don't think the Bitcoin is going to bottom. Literally, it will have to be so painful for retail investors that they're not going to be watching any more videos on YouTube about buying the dip in Bitcoin, because they're all getting slaughtered every time they're trying to buy the dip. So I think we're going to have a major flush out, and we're going to have, and that's when it's going to truly bottom, when everybody's going to be sick and tired of Bitcoin and ETH and crypto in general. I'm not talking about obviously hardcore devotees, but majority of retail traders will leave this space because they were there for easy money, right? Not for the idea and all of that jazz. So let's take a look at S&P 500. That too took out. We were consolidating yesterday, probe highs, probe lows. Couldn't. We were right on this trend line here and the horizontal support, and we were trying both sides, both directions, and then early European session, we started just blasting through it, and all of them S&P. S&P actually broke its support even sooner. And if you have a measured move from this peak to the trend line, the measured move targets these lows. So it's not looking pretty. Even though we can have a pullback, we can even have a massive pullback in the form of a retest. But I think at this time it's still a sell. So they tried to rally this. Obviously, last Friday we rallied out of the blue, and I was expecting a follow through. We did not get a follow through. We got a sell off, and we erased all of last week's Friday. This was Friday, right? Yeah, this was Friday's rally. We obviously reversed that, and now we're below it. So all of that momentum is gone. So the bulls are going to be capitulating. They already capitulated a little bit, but not fully. And I think we're going to have a little more action towards the bottom. Obviously, we're getting the divergences, so we might get sideways chop into the summer. As you can see, the volume. This was in March, from March. So from April, let's say, right? Do you see this volume now? Before, this is the volume now in comparison. It's non-existent, and look at Nasdaq; it's just abysmal, no volume whatsoever. So that means the price can do some erratic shit, so to speak, easily, with nobody trying to step in. So I think every rally that we're gonna have might still be sold heavily. So with the target on Nasdaq, actually, it goes past this low. So we might have the three drive low. So 1, 2, 3, and then we might have some kind of decent correction towards this trend line here. Probably not that high, but still somewhere. And roll over again. I don't think that we've seen the end of this all just yet. So news in about 1 minute. Let's see. All right. Let me hop on the. All right. Let's see now. All right. So the data came in better than expected. As I see, stocks are rallying. Let me see my Twitter is saying. All right. So yeah, better than expected. Wow. Now we're getting a rally. So the data came in. Oh, there we go. This thing. This is a daily chart. Let me hop on 1 hour. All right. So again, this is just a temporary thing. So this is the algo trading news. When the news hit the market, you usually have a reaction because the short-term traders, not traders, algorithms, which are 80-90% of volume right now, is pure algo. So let's see how we're going to retest this bottom of this order block, previous range here, and then what happens afterwards. If we're going to get, obviously, we'll need to start closing above these highs to have any meaningful shot at pullback. For now, though, this is just the initial reaction. After about 10-15 minutes, it reverses usually. So let's see. Let me see. Let's do this. Mark the bottom. Let's see where we come in. Oops. All right, so we're just retesting underneath the whole thing. So I'm still short in this position. Like I said, we can easily retest this breakdown trend line, retesting this previous congestion, and then roll over. So let's give it another 10 minutes or so, see what Bitcoin is doing. Probably pumped a little too, right? So the correlation between that's what it doesn't matter what you trade right now, honestly, whether you're trading Bitcoin or NASDAQ, it's due to the high correlation between these two assets. It's same thing. So you can be looking at that or that, and it will both have similar reaction. So this is an hourly candle. Let's go to 10, 15 minutes. All right. So we got to wait for this either to keep on going, right? Or some kind of reversal uh, turnaround candle formation. So, I mean, this is a 5 minute candle and we're still just probing the resistance. So this is the swing high from earlier today, and obviously this was this swing low support. We retested it, sold off. Now we're probing the zone again, and this is just the beginning of the U.S. session. So all the U.S. traders, this happened at 4 a.m. So this is when U.S. traders were still asleep. Well, not all of them, but majority, right? So we'll see what happens now. Obviously, this was oversold, so we're going to have that pullback now. But every rally, it seems, is being sold heavily. So let me actually clean this daily chart up. So it doesn't matter, 8 hour. So this. All right. So if I want to sell this now, I need to see some kind of stalling around this area and a rollover of momentum. Obviously, you had the diverging momentum already at the bottom here, and we are now across into the positive territory. So let's see if we start rolling back over and then hop on a trade. Same thing with Bitcoin. Well, Bitcoin is, I think the Bitcoin, there's no point in buying it just yet because we haven't seen the unraveling of all of the bad debt and all the loans that were given out to all these pretty much a lot of these crypto companies are insolvent and they're keeping it under wraps right now. And once that starts surfacing with more and more loans being called back by the institutions that provided them, they won't be able to meet their margin calls and well honor those loans repayments. And this we will see more and more news. Plus, don't forget today this weekend is fourth. Well, not this weekend. Next Monday is 4th of July. So again, U.S. is going to be offline. Pretty much, we're going to have a long weekend in here in the United States, and those times are ripe for some shenanigans because of poor liquidity. So I fully expect some kind of flush out or a misdirection move during 4th of July. So Sunday, Monday should get quite volatile for Bitcoin. As you can see, it's already going down. So let's see S&P 500 probing. Nothing interesting. And again, the cash market is going to open up in an hour. So the initial reaction, whatever the pent up orders from last night are going to get executed during the cash open, the price can go either way. So because they're just executing orders from yesterday. And so we need to wait 15 minutes or so, 10, 15 minutes for that to settle as well before we hop on. Well, I'm already short, so it doesn't matter to me. But if you want to establish new positions, this is how you would do it. Let me remove this. So today's close is going to be paramount because if we're going to close below this support, there's really nothing holding up. There's just air right to the bottom here. So this is a 5-minute chart. Let's go to 1 hour. Morning, all. Thanks for stopping by. You guys want me to take a look at something specific? Yeah. So um, let's see what happens. Let me actually mark this. We might not even get that high. Maybe somewhere here. So let's see. This is S&P 500 moves a little slower, obviously, than Nasdaq. But again, we're also getting divergences, which are irrelevant if markets are going to be crashing. Those divergences mean little, next to nothing. I mean, you might have a pullback, but you shouldn't be buying the pullback. We should be selling at this point, as we couldn't sustain a very like I said, we couldn't. This came out as a surprise to many traders on Friday. We were long. We made money here, but we lost money here. So we will have to. Now I'm short because now we have multiple trend line breaks everywhere here too. Let me see. 4 hour. Yeah. So let's see how we're going to close. If we close below this trend line and it's confirmed on all indices, this can turn very, very ugly into the month end, quarter end. Today is June 30th. What's the. So Friday is the 1st. Yeah. Might get very, very ugly. We might have a surprise rally too, as people are closing their quarter end positions. But again, I don't think that should be bought. That should be sold. Because news are coming in bad, but they're not to the point bad where um, people will be afraid to touch Bitcoin and markets. That's when it bottoms, not when they're still actively trading and thinking that they're going to be the smartest guys in the room and get a deal of a lifetime. So I think the Bitcoin as a um, high risk asset, high beta asset, we can see that it's already halfway through to test the bottom here, right? From what 2 weeks ago. Yeah, and I think if it's, I think that's probably showing us a potential. Same thing with ETH. I thought we're gonna go a little higher. We did not. Took out the resistance. We traded out for a little while and then didn't have enough oomph to follow through. So got stuck, and now we've just taken out the lows here. So what it tells me is obviously we made a low, a higher low, lower high, lower low than this, right? So we're moving down. So when you have so many sell bars in a row, usually you have some kind of a little pullback. But let's see. Wow. Just notice gold. Look at that. Ran the stops, flushed, and back into this range we go. I was just talking in our inner circle about the fact that bonds were uh, bonds are being bid, meaning they're in demand with their risk off move, and stocks are being obviously are being offered. They're being sold as a risk off move. Dollar is screaming higher as a risk off, meaning safe haven bet, right? And then gold was just getting hammered, and now it's rallying. I actually had a long that I took off a little just in case. I still have one piece left from 20 something, somewhere around here. Yesterday I bought it somewhere on the break of this, so 24, around 24. So at break even, but if we gonna yesterday gold looked good too. You had this very nice bullish candle, engulfing candle, taking out previous 10 candles pretty much, and no follow through, just a reversal, and then we've probed the lows, took out, ran the stops. So now we can actually turn around and go higher. So we'll see. As a safe haven bid, and it doesn't have to. It can go in tandem with the dollar. So if it wouldn't be so close to the open, I would probably short here already with the stops somewhere above, obviously these highs, the previous swing. Uh, but I think we might wiggle a little higher first, and then obviously we're going to have the open, so we're going to have a wild swing up and down, depending on the order flow from the cash open, and we will need to for that to be uh, settle in after 10, 15, 20 minutes. We'll see how it goes, and then you can hop on the new trade. Let's see. The thing is, the PCE data came in. It's showing that the inflation is not as hot as anticipated. That's why the markets are rallying. But it excludes energy and food. And obviously, with the articles like this, U.S. emergency oil reserve tumbles to record low, 27 days worth of supply. It's the latest weekly release says barrel mark first time since 1986. Um, excluding energy and which is in high demand, and food, which is growing astronomically by leaps and bounds, doesn't paint the full picture. But it is what it is. I think consumption is going to be going down, so that's why we're going to see some. Plus, the supply chain is improving with China coming back online, more or less. One sec. Let's see. So yeah, let's wait for this thing. I mean, the ultimate pain trade, honestly, would be probably another squeeze up like this, like previous Friday. If we get a day like that, that's going to be because basically this squeeze stopped out the shorts. Their stops were above these highs here, right? So that's them getting liquidated. So people who you have to understand the market participants, what they think, right? You know, how they trade. So the candlesticks give you an insight into what participants are doing. That's the whole point of looking at the candlestick. And here you can see that we've went into the resistance to the trend line. We've posted the reversal candle, right? And they tried to prop it up. Nothing happens, and then we take out these lows here on this candle. We have a follow through. So bears are hopping back on. Momentum traders are hopping back on because they see the bearish momentum and it's accelerating. The candle's getting bigger, juicier, and nicer, right? A little. This is them taking profit around the lows. They ran the basically the price ran, as you can see here, below the previous low. Why? Well, because now those bears that pushed the price down, then now they stopped out the bulls that were buying here, buying the dip. So now that they ran those stops and tapped that liquidity pool for they start taking profit. This was an indecision day, so nothing is happening. So people are thinking, all right, nothing is happening. I don't know. I'll take some off the table. They took some profit. Obviously, another push down with no follow through. So that's them waiting, capitulating. So now the bears are done. They're capitulated. And the bulls are happy because they started seeing, oh, this is a very nice Friday close, which I was part of as well, because I thought this is a Friday close. Usually when you have a massive Friday close like that, you'll have a nice follow through on Monday. And we did not get that. We got this spinning top, basically indecision candle, and then a reversal candle on, where was it? On Tuesday, and again yesterday, no follow through. So now this is with, again, no volume, mind you. So see the volume here, and this is the volume now. It's 1/5, 1/6. It's pretty much non-existent. So nobody wants to commit a lot of capital to any of these moves just yet. That means market participants are not sure what the hell is going on themselves. So let's see what happens. Right. So yeah. So now, if the pain trade. So now that we're not well, we got a little bit of a taste for a follow through for the bears. We're taking out support, and on this break right here, a lot of traders, a lot of new shorts, after a prolonged consolidation, we have a breakdown and a follow through. So now we have a lot of bears sitting in their positions. So the ultimate pain trade, and market likes to screw everyone. It's basically to drive it up here, maybe go a little higher, and then roll over, because the stops are obviously above these highs, above this consolidation. So you tap the liquidity, run the stops, turn around. But let's hope the momentum actually persists and we get a nice, easy down day today as well. All right, what's Bitcoin? Where's Bitcoin? All right, so it's getting shaky. Let's take a look at the 5 minutes. As you can see, we're now consolidating, probing. And this is providing pretty decent resistance. So nobody is committing anything anymore, meaning sellers are sitting right here for now. If you want to have a safe type of trade, a bet which is late but safe, this is how you would trade it. You would trade the breakdown of the trend line here. So and again, don't see this candle right here. This candle look like this candle at some point. So that's why it's important to wait for candles to close, because they trap. You're gonna rush in, and you're better off waiting for candle to close, to because oftentimes, like I said, this candle already looked like this one and then turn around. So wait for the candle to close, and then we can see. We need to also tap now here first. This swing high. retest. And if we start bouncing, maybe we'll go a little higher. But if we start closing and then we take out this trend line, I think it's going to be a waterfall to test the lows on the daily. So here, definitely. Well, today's Thursday, right? So by tomorrow, we can easily get there. We can even get there today. All right, so it's 40 minutes till the open, cash market open. I think that I need to wait and see what happens then. All right, let's see what happens with what's happening in Forex. So Lagarde came out yesterday, ECB's president. She was super dovish. This is providing also fuel for the Dixie for the US dollar as euro and pound. BOE was yesterday too. We took out this range and now retesting. And this is going to get interesting because this might be a very good sell setup right now as well. So we retested the range lows. We can sell right now at the market and put stops above here. I would put stops above here. So 122.20. That's a trade that's about 100 pip stop, but you have all the way down here. So 300 pips, 200 pips, 200 pips to as profit. So 2 to 1 risk to reward, nothing to sneeze at. Once the yeah, it's kind of so this is still short position, showing that this is the target. All right, let's see. Need that momentum switch. So let's see the momentum switch to the downside to hop on. Right now, we just retested the lows and we're doing nothing. We're consolidating below resistance. So it's either camp's game at this point. For the super aggressive types, you can obviously sell and put your stop right here. But if you do that, then you're at risk of getting stopped out because of in 35 minutes you're gonna have cash open. So there might have been a lot of buy orders sitting to be executed exactly at the cash open. So the price might wick you out of your position and then reverse. So that's the risk. That's why you have to wait for the open cash market open if you're already not in a position. Wow, gold is a complete disaster though. Just chopping about. So range low. Look at this candle now. Jesus Christ. So looking all bullish. If it doesn't have a follow through and rolls over again, I think we're gonna see 1750 next week. And if we have a follow through, obviously, it will be nice too to have a brave bullish breakout and retest these highs as a safe haven type of trade. So we'll see. Let's see how this candle closes in about 4 minutes. But again, yesterday was looking good as well. Like I pointed out, yesterday we also had this huge bullish momentum come in, and then and you can see the sell volume, right, overtaking it easily. That means that the sellers are sitting and waiting to pounce on the sell every single time. So let's see what happens here. Now, how obviously this candle will close, and then if we have some kind of follow through. If we have some kind of follow through, I still have the long position, like I said, around at these levels. If not, then I'll close it if we obviously go below here. But for now, this is quite a bullish candle. But we still have, well, there's actually 2 minutes to go. So let's see. It's going to be interesting. 3 minutes. Right. All right. So the markets are rolling over already. So actually keep two things at once because so I'm gonna Keep the daily on. So as you can see, if you were a super aggressive type and you sold off, you're probably doing okay. But I'm already short, so no need for me to jump on that position. Um, what's the volume? That's going to be disgusting candle too. As you can see, if we close like this and then have a follow through with a wick tapping into the previous support, now resistance, with a follow through after, if we take out the lows, that's going to get really nasty real fast. And if you see that uh, today after the open, so after 10, if the candle that will follow at 10 um, a.m. takes out the low. 1 second, let me see. Where are my drawing tools? So basically, this is going to close somewhere like this. Then if we have a solid candle, kind of like this or like this, following through another hour. Obviously, your stop goes here. You can sell at the break and add more if the solid candle develops after 10 p.m. You can add to that position even more because we're going to be, like I said, if you zoom out, there's plenty of room to go. For maybe first stop will be here. Let me clean this up a little. I'm on like 3 hours of sleep today, so not overly energetic. All right, so let's see how it closes. So yeah, this candle closes like this. If we have another bearish candle, full-bodied bearish candle, I think it's going to be bad news for stocks and rollover. So let's see. Now we just opened a new hour. We have already we're not even bouncing from this previous swing high. So we were obviously we switched from making lower lows and lower highs to starting trying to bounce. And once we take out this low here, we're again switching the trend. So don't be in a rush to jump into the positions. Have patience. No need for that. Yeah, so this is quite ugly. So let's see if we can take out the candle low. That's a pretty decent sell signal right there. So yeah, that's the level to watch because we can still bounce a little. Because the minute we go below this, I think the sellers will be right there um, to pounce on that move. So, and then like I said, if you have a solid candle close afterwards, and you zoom out, as you can see, there's plenty of room to go. So with a tight stop here, maybe a little higher above this congestion zone, give it a little wiggle room, so to speak. Or if you really want to be safe, reduce your position size, and my stops are above here. So let's see. We can still do this nonsense and then roll over too. So just at this point, there's nothing to do but to set an alert. You basically set an alert here and wait. So now, if the price crosses below this point, it notifies me immediately, and I can assess the situation if we're actually rolling through or just it was a wick and return it back into this trading range. So we'll see, as this is the new dealing range right here. This was the previous dealing range, right? So now we've this is the new one. This is the upper boundary, lower boundary. So a close on the lows, I think, with this type of setup will give enough attention to momentum traders to take it further down. All right, so the this is set. Let's take a look at gold. Nice, gold is pumping, but let's see if we get a follow through. I am at break even. We might, like I said, get a complete situation like yesterday, but this is quite nice volume, so we'll see. Last time we had a high volume on gold like this right here. We did have a decent follow through, even though it was choppy and nasty. It did follow through. So let's see if we get it now as well. This might be a good. I might just take profit around here, at least half off. If we start breaking out, obviously I can either re-add it or we'll see. But not a lot of faith in gold. It's just sitting in this huge range, and look how choppy it is. It's just nasty. And what's the problem with the chop is that there's not a lot of follow through. It's very difficult to manage large positions in the chop fest. And let's take a look at Bitcoin. Lastly, all right, a little bounce. Well, really nothing. Getting a 5-minute buy suggestion from the algo. Let's actually explore it. So one-to-one. Yep. So the algo thinks that that's what we're gonna do. We're gonna go retest these highs here, and then we'll see what happens. It rolls over or goes back up. We'll see. But this is a trade right now if you want to take it. Stops are here at well, make it 19,000. Well, it's slightly below, and the target is 19,450. So these highs here. Obviously, this is kind of trend, so on a 5-minute. So don't assign too much weight to it, meaning don't bet your house on it. It's better to wait for a pullback and a sell. All right, so I'm gonna go have some coffee before the cash open. As always, if you like the content, please like, subscribe, leave a comment. We always appreciate it. I'll check you out later. Oh, wait, somebody. Jeez, let's see. Wow. Okay, let's see what the hell this is. All right. So this is an hourly chart. Let's hop on a daily. Wow. I mean, what do you do with this? This thing is just keeps on going down, down, down. It's not the buy the. You don't buy this. That's because people were trying to buy. Oops. So when it started falling, some people thought this is the bottom. 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 So as it keeps on going down, people are buying here, 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 and it just keeps on going down. Plus, look at the large sell volume coming in on the lows here. So people are exiting this thing big time. Let me clean this up. Now, if you want to buy this thing, if you're just wait for a stupid moving average crossover like here. Just slap a moving average crossover on your daily chart, And yes, you're not gonna buy it here, but if you bought this moving average crossover here, right here, you still did pretty nice. And if you know, this is at least 1-to-1 risk to reward right here, just as a trade alone. So there is no sign of, or you can trade momentum, as you can see. Once it switched to the positive side, you go long, you ride it, you take profit along the way. So, but here now, there's little to do, because it can go a little up, and then go do another leg down like that here, 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 right? So you're just gambling at this point if you're going to be trying to buy this, because who says it can't go to, you know, 0.0011, as a lot of shit tokens do, right? So the good news is it's looking like you might have a little bit of a relief rally, right? Because every time you had this super diverging momentum, you did have these rallies. But people who are making money are selling the rallies, not buying the dip, right? So after you see this candle right here, that shows the bearish reversal. Uh, yeah, so it's showing bearish reversal. So if you see if you really want to make some money, just wait for a relief rally, and once it starts rolling over, you sell right here. Stop there and enjoy new lows, because I don't think crypto situation is getting. It's still unraveling, right? Like I've mentioned with Bitcoin and everything else, all these. Um, Back in the 90s, the long-term capital, which initiated the first major bailout of Wall Street by Greenspan. That's what happened. Basically, the contagion spread. It started with one hedge fund, and then it just trickled down to everything, because everything is intertwined in the financial system, right? And well, same thing as the liquidity crisis in 2008, with Bear Stearns going down, Lehman. So now we have a crypto hedge fund going down, Three Arrows Capital, and everybody who had to deal with them at this point are in trouble as well. So those people are in trouble, and we're just going to be keep getting those news just for now. So I think a lot of those people who want to stay solvent will have to dump their holdings, liquidate their holdings positions in Bitcoin and crypto, which will further drive the price down. And obviously, if the Bitcoin and Ether is going down, all these shit tokens are going down as well. So that's me without knowing what the hell this is, just technical observation. But again, even if you want to buy the dip, just wait for a moving average crossover. It's just like it's no brainer, safety net type of trade. Let me smack some moving averages. Let's do a 4-hour chart. Yeah, so we just had a bearish crossover back down. So again, nothing to see. If you want to day trade this and you want to buy this for some reason, not again, this is the previous dealing range, right? Boom, boom, boom. Retest. If we start rolling over, you sell it here and you target these lows, right? So like this. If you believe in this project and you know something about this project that's amazing and blah 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 blah, and you want to buy it, so again, then wait for a bullish confirmation of the price that it's telling you, okay, the buyers are there. So wait for a breakout. So you had a rally, a little bit of a pullback. Wait for price. Wait for price to get here, consolidate a little. If you have this breakout, you start having an hourly candle, nice hourly close above, you can buy, put your stop here, and see if you can, how much you can juice out of this. Obviously, first stop here, you can take a half, 1/3 off at the top, and then if it keeps on going, it keeps on going. You might catch this relief rally like this one. But again, with stocks getting hammered and Bitcoin getting hammered, the chances of this thing kind of decoupling from that move is slim to none. All right. Yeah, no problem. All right, guys. I'll see you. I'll check you all later. Hope this was helpful.